You two. I did not expect to meet you here. Is it official or private affairs that bring you here? I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact the Yuehai Pavilion regarding matters concerning the commercial port.
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary anymore? But they're all waiting for you.
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you came here in vain.
What? Did something...
The clouds fold and unfold. The tide ebbs and... When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, I knew it was only a matter of time until I had to leave. My Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue Harbor. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor, only to discover that I had been replaced by Baiwen, Baishao, and Baishu. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. Since the Qixing gave me a chance to leave with dignity, I decided to be tactful as well. I appreciate your kindness, but there's no need for your words of comfort. After 1,000 years away, I came back to Jueyun Karst. Looking at the clouds floating among the mountains brings me peace of mind.
But...
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer, we're terribly sorry.
One merely jests. One felt your presence the moment you set foot upon this land.
Wow, you Adepti really are impressive.
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. A matter leaves you at an impasse then. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. One has been one's own companion in idle talk for many a year. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends, tales from her youth shall one apprise you of.
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child. One is most certain that your friends would like to hear of it.
Oh, Paimon wants to hear it.
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep.
Wow.
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball. The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the flesh. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights. One found her wailing of a monster she had seen.
Cloud Retainer? Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
One's intention was merely to relieve the awkward tension.
And you did the exact opposite.
Be that so? But returning to Ganyu, most gladdened one is of your arrival. One cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst shall not be good for her. One will tell you more about her, if you should permit it. Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thought. Alone, she will find her predicament hard to conquer.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue hasn't given up on her. She's got it all wrong. Anyways, what's that training, Ganyu?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Joyun Karst. At her behest, one has organized training for her to achieve. She should be in the southern part of Mount Aotsong right now, preparing for the...
Huh, is that so? Ganyu?
Why did you come here? Humans should not remake... Considering the kindness you have shown me, I can let you stay for the Adeptus training.
Yay!
This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like the training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the abilities of...
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not... If you're ready, we shall be... You've completed the task. What do you think? I agree. You possess many qualities similar to those of Adepti, despite having none of their blood.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once your training was over?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud Retainer is only the first trial.
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adepti?
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Xiao. That cold-hearted loner? How come he's prepared a trial for you?
I found him unapproachable at first, too. But I believe that being able to face him is an important part of my homecoming. He's already waiting for me. Come along if you're...
Of course we are!
You're half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways of humankind.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer.
I don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just helping you with your training.
Xiao is such a strict teacher.
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human, always treading the line between the two worlds. It must create a lot of confusion. Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true self.
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, your body can help you find a solution. The trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your body.
Yes. I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation won't benefit your train. Only you can evaluate the result of this trial. You'll progress faster that way.
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your training, so you'll have to...
I have to do what?
Another one of those pesky visitors. I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your training.
Pesky visitor? So even here there are those that Xiao can't deal with?
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come upon the Adept. Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name's Sin Chung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings, O Adepti. I beg of you, please grant me luck, wealth, and a good career.
Oh, so it's a pilgrim. Huh. He can handle any battle, but talking to strange humans is a different story, huh?
I am also one of the Adepti. You can say that I'm an Adeptus in training.
Perfect! I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound a bit half-hearted. Doesn't matter. What blessings can you grant me?
Wow, straight to the point.
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. Adepti don't help every pilgrim for free.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the...
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned through hard work and earnest living. It would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for...
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man, always nagging.
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with hardships. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after fairy tales.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak and behave like us city folk? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who pose as an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money? Enough. Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're...
Nobody stop. Ganyu, don't let that guy ruin...
It's not his behavior. I thought that coming back to Juyun Karst and devoting myself to training would make me feel like an Adeptus, but being questioned by him made me realize that But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor.
It's true! Just believe us!
All right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. If I'm proven right, I'll return to...
It's a step in the right direction. We're finally back!
I'm
Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there!
I suppose you have a point. It would be quite impolite of me to leave the...
That's right! Where do you want to go first?
I've spent too much time in the mountains. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
The smell of the sea breeze makes me...
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long.
Well, I used to be so busy. I haven't...
Huh. That's true. Ganyu seemed to be working...
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it behind it. It put me in a certain mood, similar to the one I felt during my training in Juyun.
Why, isn't it little Miss Gan? I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here. You were always so terribly busy.
This old man called her Little Miss Ganyu.
Allow me to introduce Uncle Tien.
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and I am the one who is yet to introduce
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Qixing, the Tianshu.
What? This grandpa is a member of the Qixing? The same rank as Ningguang?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion concerning my identity. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be followed around by those armed guards. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful and wordy old man.
Uncle Tien is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can replace a person of such noble character.
Oh, little Miss Ganyu. Your kind words make me feel that my decades of hard work haven't been in...
Uncle Tien, a person of your standing should really stop calling me Little Miss Ganyu.
Oh, my apologies. It's not intentional, just a childhood habit of mine. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in...
Oh, so you've been friends for many decades.
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing.
Talking about secretaries... Oh, I don't know if I should bring it up. Ganyu, I believe you know my daughter, Huixin? She's...
Yes, she works at Yue High Pavilion and she's my junior.
I don't know myself, really. She's all grown up now and doesn't like to ask for my... May I trouble you to meet her at Yue High Pavilion? She just needs a bit of guidance.
With pleasure. Solving the Qixing's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character. Just like that, huh? Let's move then.
Right, girl.
I don't know why, but seeing you brings me a sense of peace.
Indeed, it has been a while, Huixin. I heard that you've encountered some problems and came to see you.
My father asked you to come, abusing his status as a member of the Qixing to trouble you.
Don't worry. I'm always happy to help a junior
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary, but
So, what can you tell me about...
Ugh, where should I start? There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of 2 stores, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique. However, whether I question the shopkeepers or check their accounts, I can't without any evidence.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be blinded by...
Well, is there any solution you can...
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and Wanyo Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to their similar wares.
In that case... I know what you mean, Miss Ganyu.
Exactly. Let's start with Wanyo Boutique. The owner's name is... Bolai, isn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Aha! We meet again, traveler. And you must be from the Yuehai Pavilion. I suppose you're about to place a big order. I'd be honored to offer you my wares.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bolai. Wanyo Boutique's credit is not sufficient to accept orders directly from Yuehai Pavilion. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly go to Second Life instead.
What? Ugh. That rascal Dongsheng. He's stealing all...
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax records, their business is
Oh.
Huh. Is there anything you'd like...
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his dirty tricks best. If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure I'll find something fishy in there.
You know Second Life's business so well?
Of course. Ugh, their every transaction makes my blood boil. I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's credit based on your observation.
Oh, of course. I'll read very, very carefully. Line by line and word by word. Ah, here, I found it. That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, he even flaunted it in front of me. Look at the tax record. Not a word about that furniture. And he kept all the profit for himself.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to this transaction. No wonder there was no trace.
I told you so. Just as I expected. Ugh.
But, Ms. Ganyu, despite all this, can't he just flat out deny ever making this transaction?
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might still have some proof of it.
Aha, you're right. Master Lu from Fanmu Carpenters must still have the invoice. He wouldn't be swayed by the likes of Dong.
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once you find the evidence.
I'm afraid I can't go to Qing.
It's all right, Wei Xin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work.
Oh, that's So considerate of you.
Ah, welcome, welcome. How can an old carpenter like me help you? I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but I'm afraid I can't take too many at once. But I'm always around if you're keen for a chat.
Kingsa really is full of lonely old people.
Hey, I heard that. Flying one.
Paimon, sorry.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Don't worry, I know. You're from the U.S. Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me? Well, whatever. You said...
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been evading taxation. Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice?
Oh, it's about Second Life. It was a big order.
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't have any evidence to bring against Dongsheng other—
Of course, but I'm not so sprightly anymore.
What's that?
I only do my woodwork and display finished wares here. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse. But some troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my warehouse. I try. Since you need that invoice anyway, it may be best to get it from the warehouse yourself. And while you're at it, you can teach those louts.
So that's what happened.
I'll leave you to it then.
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice. Time for us to show our stuff in a fight.
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers.
Oh, Paimon sees them too. It's one of the Fatui.
They must be plotting something against Liyue Harbor.
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, the Fatui's reputation in Liyue has reached rock. We won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the Fatui within our borders. Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. My intuition as the secretary of the—
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach—
I think you've had enough. About time you tell us your—
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't paying attention. If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth. There's no scheme.
If you're telling the truth, then why would you, a member of the Fatui, suddenly appear on the outskirts of Qing's—
Fine. If you really want to know, then, well,
About to—
pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to come up with such a—
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh berries in this area. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Qingsa Village is nothing more than a retirement spot for old people. What could I be scheming?
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does seem like he feels like he's the victim here.
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's work?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? I swear, I only came here to pick berries. That's—
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over Master Lu's warehouse after all.
I also feel— I misjudged the situation and offended you. Our exchange only represents my personal views. If you wish it so, you can file a complaint to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of Civil Affairs wouldn't side with—
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may try to solve this problem with force once again.
Paimon's it!
Darn you. How can you wear that solemn face while bullying me like—
What's your choice then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have spent too much time away from work. My intuition—
No worries. It's always nice to teach the Fatui a lesson.
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse. Our goal is to get the invoice.
Ms. Ganyu, hope it wasn't.
I promise to help you, and I'll keep my word. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and Fanmu Carpenters. We've brought it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Agreed. How about we go to Second Life and...
Isn't it Huixing from the Yuehai Pavilion? I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declarations are scrupulous as well. I do hope that my business won't be affected by any...
groundless accusations? But I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately. It is liable to affect the fine you'll need to pay in the end.
No. No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion. I just came here to see if you'd confess.
What? Proven guilty?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling under Ganyu. Time for the finishing blow.
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this is?
I'm Master Lu.
Do you admit to tax evasion? This transaction was absent.
I didn't think you'd find out.
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr. Boalai's...
Balai? That imp from Wanyo Boutique? He's got his own share of dirty...
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more about this dirty laundry. Would you... I don't think you'll need my guidance for what comes next.
Yes, thank you, Ms.
That's...
I must say, you're true. Your enemy knows you best. To think, you came up with this plan and...
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu's, old tricks. I just took some inspiration. Hitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each other down from an advantageous... That's how Uncle Tian managed to keep his position in the Qixing secure for so many... I figured that as Uncle Tian's daughter, you'd naturally grasp your father's... So, I decided to use one of your father's tricks and play it out for you to see.
I can see it now. Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about my father. I'm really grateful, Ms. Ganyu.
Ganyu solved both Huixin's work and family problems.
Oh, you've helped me so much.
That's not necessary. No need to be...
Then let me treat you to a meal. The Traveler and Paimon are invited.
All right, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's eat. Oh, come on. It's just a meal.
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me to decline.
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first. Let's meet... Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my invitation. And as for the...
Sure!
That's so kind of you, Huixin. You...
Truth be told, apart from thanking you for all the help...
Oh? If there's anything I can help you with...
Oh, no, I don't really need help.
With pleasure.
When I was a little... Even though I have the utmost respect for my father... I always admired how gentle, and I've only decided to join the Yuehai Pavilion staff because I've always looked up to you.
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, working at the Yuehai Pavilion turned out to be an arduous task. I can't compare myself to such an outstanding secretary like you. I often doubt...
I disagree. You're a great secretary.
Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a grandpa!
Influenced by my youthful ideals, she followed my footsteps and came to be a secretary at the Yuehai Pavilion. At first, I was worried about her. It's not an easy job, after all. To tell the truth, But after all that happened this time, I've made up my mind to support her.
So, what made you...
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu. You'll help her, gentle as always, and tell her your mom. It'd be such a beautiful moment. If it's not too much to ask for, she might still need your guidance in 20+ years.
Huixin, I never thought...
Just like when you showed me my father's trick. Having you as their witness.
Witness? It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue Harbor's history. But I've always regarded it as nothing more than the source of my... Huixin, you don't know how important those... You've made me realize that I share another connection with the people of Liyue Harbor. They rely on me, accept me, and long for me.
Oh, of course.
Hooray! Ganyu's finally...
Even if I've really been supplanted, I wish to fight for my... I won't let you down. I'm going to fulfill my contract and keep working as the Qixing sec... Regardless, I'll go back and see for myself. I'm afraid that it might have all become a mess during my absence. No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already? Paimon's still hungry.
Baisha, are you okay? Did you fall asleep? Look! Look!
You even have enough time for leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement for me.
Not at all! We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again, Miss Ganyu.
Miss Ganyu, we've missed you.
That's so kind of you all.
We've been praying day and night for you to return and take over your duties again.
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human...
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from this strenuous work, please.
All right. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs, and civil affairs. Mark out the tasks that haven't been started, and those that are in progress. I'll take care of the rest.
Of course.
Oh, finally.
Yes. I'd like to earnestly thank you, Traveler. If it weren't for your companionship... To think that I'd gained a human friend outside of work. I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand. What would you say if I...
Sure, but are you ever done with work, Ganyu?
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it, shall we?